All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, time of this truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom, the Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Now, this lesson is basically going into that the Motb must come first. All right? And going into the Motb, the mark of the beast, the micro Motb, okay, has to come first before, all right, the destruction of Babylon the Great, the destruction from World War III. The Motb got to come first before the destruction of Babylon the Great, man. Because although we're seeing these things in the earth, all right, how the EU, the European Union, is at odds with Babylon the Great, which that's prophecy, okay, because the beast, which is America, NATO, and the EU, all right, the European Union being the 10 horns, and America being the whore that sitteth upon the beast being NATO, right, which NATO is supposed to be the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, the alliance between America and those EU nations. But now they're at odds. Well, the scriptures speak about that. Because we know, as the scriptures say, the 10 horns, which are sauce upon the beast, the 10 horns being the European Union, the beast being NATO, the 10 horns which are sauce upon the beast, these shall hate the whore being America, Babylon the Great. All right, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Because we understand, according to prophecy, that even America's own allies, okay, the EU, the European Union, these EU nations are going to aid in the destruction of Babylon the Great, which is America. Okay, all right. You got Trump going at it with Iran, which we understand that if they're going at it with Iran, Russia gonna get involved, man. You see, so we see these things in the earth, but we gotta understand that the Motb come first. All right, the micro Motb comes first. All right, in which these devils are going to bring forth the cashless society. Purchases, payments, buying and selling are going to be done cashlessly, digitally, through a CHIP that they're going to want inside every man, woman, and child. You can even look up articles going into the ECB, which is the European central bank, how they want to have, if I'm not mistaken, their CBDC, all right, the central bank digital currency, if I'm not mistaken, by October 25th of this year. So the things are finna get digital, man. This is why we see all the AI, the transhumanism, half man and half machine, and these are the times that we're coming into. All right. Let's read Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. It says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive an mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." And when you go into this word mark in the Greek word is charagma, which goes into a scratch. Slakia. But goes into a scratch, etching, thing, carved, sculptured, graven. Okay? All right? Because they're going to have to make a cutting into the flesh to give you this CHIP. Okay? And when you go deeper, it goes back to Carax, which go into pale, stake, or palisade, which is basically a sharp pointed instrument, because they're going to have to use a sharp pointed instrument to make that cutting into the flesh so you can receive the CHIP. Let's keep on reading. It says, "And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name," because you will not be able to purchase. You will not be able to buy and sell. You will not be able to make payments unless you have the CHIP. They're going to get rid of cash. It's going to be a cashless society. Purchases, payments, buying, and selling are going to be done digitally, cashlessly, through a CHIP that they're going to want inside every man, woman, and child. And that is the mark of the beast. All right? And this thing is fastly approaching. It's at the door. Okay? All right? It's at the door. Okay? Now, let's go to the book of Revelation chapter 14. This is the book of Revelation chapter 14. So I can But this is the book of Revelation, chapter 14, verse 9. And it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High Yahweh Shai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. You see, the people that receive the CHIP, they're going to take part in the fiery destruction. And this is how we know that the CHIP, all right, comes first. All right, it comes first because the judgment for those, all right, that receive the CHIP is attached to the destruction of America, Babylon the Great. Because the people that receive the CHIP, they're going to take part in that fiery destruction, which is going to be done by way of the missiles, man. All right, and let's get some more. Okay, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 34. I'm going to start at verse 1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He had utterly destroyed them. He had delivered them to the slaughter. And this is the end time prophecy. You see, this is what's going to take place in these last days. All right. But just showing you the context of this chapter. All right. These last days, man. All right. Now let's drop down to verse 4. It says, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. And what's that going into? The mushroom cloud, man. The heavens being rolled together as a scroll is going into the mushroom cloud. That cloud that rolling in on itself. All right. Which is going to be caused by what? The missiles. When you get Revelation chapter 6. Let's get Revelation chapter 6. This is the book of Revelation chapter 6. This is the book of Revelation chapter 6. And I'm going to drop down around to verse 13. Verse 13, it says what? And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, which is going into what? The missiles. Even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together. Just like we read in Isaiah 34. The heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together. Going into the mushroom cloud, man. All right. It says, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. Every mountain and island were moved out of their places because the earth is going to shake and rock to and fro like a drunkard, like the scriptures say. The Lord shall shake terribly the earth from what? From this destruction. All right. From this destruction. So going back to Isaiah 34. Let's keep on reading. Verse 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. And what's that sword? The missiles. Okay. The missiles is going to be flying through the upper atmosphere. Flying through the heavens, man. All right. And they're going to come down. Okay. That sword, those arrows, they're going to come down. It says what? Behold, it shall come down upon Edom. All right. Idumea is the Greek way of saying Edom. Those missiles are going to come down upon America, Babylon the Great, man. Okay. Which is synonymous with who? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right. And this was going to take place in these last days. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Edom and upon the people of my curse to judgment. Okay. The missiles are going to come down upon America, Babylon the Great. Now, when you drop down to verse 8, it says what? For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. It shall not be quenched night. So the fiery destruction is going to come to this place. It says, it shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. It said the smoke thereof shall go up forever and ever. Now, where else can we find that in the scriptures? Let's get Revelation chapter 19. Revelation 19. That's why the scriptures speak about Babylon and the smoke of her burning. All right, Revelation chapter 19, verse 1, it says what? And after those things, I heard a great voice of much people in heaven saying, Hallelujah, salvation and glory and honor and power unto the Lord our God. For true and righteous are his judgments, for he had judged the great whore, all right, Babylon the Great, which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, and hath avenged the blood of his servants at her hand. And again they said, Hallelujah, and her smoke rose up forever and ever. Going back to the same thing we read in Isaiah 34. You see? And it's going to be done by way of the destruction, the fiery destruction. All right? Fire makes things burn. That burning emits smoke. America is going to, emit smoke. Smoke is going to go up and rise up into the heavens. All right? Because America is going to be destroyed by the way of fire, man. But see, those that take the CHIP, the micro CHIP, they're going to take part in that same fiery destruction. Let's go back to Revelation 14. Let's read verse 10 again. It says what? The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, which is who? Yahweh Shai. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever. The smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever. You see? Because they going to take part in the fiery destruction. The judgment for those that receive the Motb is linked to the destruction, the judgment of Babylon the Great, which is America. It says, and the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name, man. And that's the point. All right? Okay, that's the point, man. All right, that's the point. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And see, we're not to receive this thing even unto death, man. The scriptures say, be faithful even unto death. Revelation chapter 20 goes into what? The souls of them that will be beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai and for the word of the Most High, which had not received the mark in their foreheads or in their hands, man. You see? So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm going to close it out again. Infinite praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakach Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, time of this truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.